I come from a racing family, so my father was a racer, and he actually pretty much retired around the time I was born, but I always grew up just with a passion for the sport. And as I got older, I finally convinced him to send me to a go-kart school, and from there I think he got the itch back as well as I did, and we got some snowmobiles, and we were just going at it on the sleds, and I feel like groomed my skills on snowmobile trails. Hanging one of those sleds out there when there's a tree right off your left-hand side at 80 miles an hour prepares you for 200 at Daytona. It was nice to have a father that was out of racing that could really be my dad and not just a racer. He's very proud of what he's accomplished in his career, and I think he's equally as proud to see my brother and I come up through the ranks and now be racing at top of the sports car world. So he's up on that spotter stand every day, and he's a little torn as Brian and I compete against each other, but we got him going again. In the first race I ever competed in, Homestead in 2004. Here I was at the beginning of the weekend sitting in the driver's meeting room going like, wow, look, there's Scott Pruitt, and oh my gosh, there's Max Pappas. And so some of me was starstruck when I got there, and then to be right up there standing on the podium, spraying champagne at the end was a pretty neat moment. The competitiveness of the Rolex Series at this point is so tough that any little mistake will cost you a few spots. And those top 15 cars are all well prepared, all have great drivers in them, and the GT field is deep as well. So what happens is as we come racing through those GT guys, they're battling, we're battling, and it puts on the best show, in my opinion, in the world. This will be the first year I'm truly jumping into a car that we feel 100% we're going for the championship. Mark and I are very close friends off the track, so it's fun to be able to have such a good relationship with your teammate, with the team. Coming in was like I hadn't even been gone. Now to be back and part of that organization, I just can't wait for 09 to get going. We have a great relationship. I mean, my brother's my best friend in the world. In the racing, it was funny, we weren't as competitive as we were off the track. A lot of times, we couldn't even play a video game without it turning into a complete disaster. There is a competitive fire there, and we're each other's biggest fans. This year is particularly exciting, where we both feel like the championship is there. It'll be really fun, because it fuels the fire. It's more desire to constantly improve. This year, no longer is the goal to finish on the podium, maybe get a win here and there. It's really to come out from the beginning in championship and race wins are really what we're setting out to do. So many good cars and teams that you know what you're up against, but we feel AIM is more than up to the task. I have two favorite tracks. Mexico City, just phenomenal final corners. My favorite corner in racing. There's nothing like flying into that. The walls on both sides, and Laguna Seca is really where I kind of came up, so it's a special place in my heart. I love going there. Some drivers struggle there, so you feel like every time you go to Laguna you have an advantage on part of the paddock. Both my brother and I are avid skiers. Living in Aspen, we spend a lot of time on the ski mountains. It's good conditioning, surprisingly, especially if you push yourself. Skiing's a great hobby. I like to golf when the weather's right, of course. You gotta try to keep your temper under control, and those are two fun sports that I like to do, and if I'm out in Hawaii, I'll even scuba dive with the fishes, so those are my hobbies. I'm obsessed with the Denver Broncos. They're by far my favorite sports team. I actually own seats in Vesco Field, so I'm there living and dying with them. Hopefully Jay Cutler will continue to lead us to the promised land. Go Broncos. Going beyond 2009, I'd say your goals would be to be able to walk away from the sport like a guy like Hurley Haywood, who's won all the big races, who just has the respect of everybody in the paddock. We feel if we continue to work our program, championships can come, and hopefully Rolex 24-hour wins can come with that, because there'd be nothing better for me than in 20 years to be still walking around the paddock and have accomplished the goals we set out to accomplish back when we were 10.